Good morning, folks. You're tuned to Car Connection, where the coffee's strong, the stories are real, and the wrenches never stop turning. I'm your host, Nile Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you from the Car Connection workshop, where the smell of fresh oil, a little elbow grease is all part of a balanced breakfast. And around here, we don't just talk cars, we live them. Whether it's a 25-year-old Jeep Wrangler getting a second chance at life, or a Nissan Rogue getting its brakes back in order, or it could even be a mystery leak that's got everyone scratching their heads. This is where we roll up our sleeves and we get it done with a little wit, a little wisdom, and a whole lot of fun. The Car Connection isn't just about nuts, bolts, and diagnostics. It's about connection. Connection to our vehicles, to the people who drive them, to the community that keeps Niagara rolling. Because when you fix a car, you're not just turning a wrench, you're restoring someone's confidence, freedom, and maybe even their sanity. We're here Monday through Saturday each and every week, helping you keep your ride safe, reliable, and ready for whatever road lies ahead. So whether you're a weekend wrencher, a daily commuter, or someone who just wants to understand what that strange rattle really means, welcome aboard. Stick around for shop talk, expert advice, few good laughs, and maybe even a service bay flashback from long ago. Yes, a long time ago in Bethlehem, perhaps. Well, good morning. Welcome to all those who are joining us for the very first time. Be sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Be part of our online community as well. And why not invite fellow car enthusiasts to come and join us Monday through Saturday. And it is hump day today. And you know what else it is here on the south shores of Lake Erie? Curb day. I've been to the curb, I've seen it all, and I've survived it. There were no coyotes out there this morning, but they were singing up a tune last night. They were rocking and rolling. First time I've heard that in quite a while, but with all the building and stuff going on, it doesn't surprise me. The animals are getting kicked out of their country, so to speak. Well, let's jump in and just cover the housekeeping rules for Car Connection. I'm your host, Nile Motormouth Jenkins. Welcome aboard to Motormouth's Morning Drive. And let's jump in right away and cover all the things. So if you're looking to take notes this morning, here's how we do it. You got to get some writing sticks, a pack of 16 Crayola crayons, and you're going to need something to write on. So we have the Car Connection laptop. It's a leaf bag. So somebody told me. But it's more than just a leaf bag. It's more than that. You'll see. Try it out. And you can fill that baby up. Just keep folding it and unfolding it and folding it. And you will not run out of geography to take notes. But if you can't take notes this morning because you're in the queue for the drive-thru, remember, it's hump day. This is the day when things can sort of go awry. So check your order. I got you covered while you get your morning beverage ready. So if you're joining us for the first time, we have a swiggy together. So get your morning beverage lined up. I'll buy you some time with the house rules this morning, and then we'll jump right into our swiggy. So on the homepage of our website, that's where you'll find everything you'd like to follow the build and repair work that we do and connect with our program partners whom we need. We need them, and we need you too. So thank you for giving them your business and giving them the time of day. These are people that have stuck with us through thick and thin and been around for almost a decade. So we're appreciative for their help to slingshot us now with more ways for you to watch, listen, and engage. So come and join us. So on the homepage of our website, you'll find the logos for businesses and our program partners. These are recommended. And I'm working on rebuilding our Car Connection business network that was doing really, really good before the carnival came in town in, like late 2019 and 2020 and therefore and what too. on the home page in the top right-hand corner, you will find all the platforms we're involved on. We have well over 500 pieces of information for you to enjoy. Our videos and all the podcasts are all loaded into our YouTube channel. Yesterday, you would have got 2 new videos. We do 2 for Tuesday and a brand new one every Friday. So you get 3 new videos, anywhere from 15 to tops is about 20 minutes. We are very conscientious about your time, and I'd rather do a little mini series that you can watch part 1, part 2, part 3 on your time frame. So what we need from you is to let the algorithms know that you're enjoying the videos. That's what I need you to do. And that's what the algorithms are looking for. If you're enjoying the videos, it means you're sending me a comment, you're liking, you're sharing, and most of all, subscribed to our YouTube channel, which is Nile Motormouth Jenkins. But on the top right-hand corner of our homepage, everything is just clickable. So click on our YouTube channel. Again, I think we're at like 550 items on there. Well over 350 some odd videos for you to enjoy. And each video shares basic automotive fundamentals. So vehicle ownership 101. Exactly. We're not building monster trucks or custom classics. We do a vehicle rescue once in a while. And we haven't done one for a while, but I've got one coming. So hang on. This one's going to be really cool. In fact, it may make its way into the shop today. I'm not sure. That's the plan. But you know what happens to plans, right? Yeah. Sometimes the cart gets before the horse. I don't know how that happens. We can't fix that. So that's what we have there for you on our YouTube channel. Is I teach the 5 things. So it doesn't matter how tall, how wide, how heavy, how skinny, how many years of age you are. If you're the one looking after the automobile and you want to keep your vehicle as long as you can, like myself and Steve, my friend Steve, 644,000 kilometers on his 2010 Toyota 4Runner. I shared that yesterday. And all it takes is do your maintenance. Basic maintenance is fluids and filters. Do you know that? That's basic maintenance. The fluids and the filters. Keeping an eye on the stuff that protects the big stuff. So you'll learn 5 things on every YouTube video watching me perform the maintenance, repair, or upgrade. What it is, where it is, how it works, how you broke it, and how we're going to teach you to prevent from breaking it again and again and again so that you save money. We have Instagram, Facebook, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. That's where you'll find reels and videos and bloopers and outtakes you won't find anywhere else. We are on Stevensvilleontheweb.ca for a couple of reasons, because our videographer Skippy said you need to be there and you need to be an expert on there. And she built the website many years ago to connect community with the local businesses. And if you ever get a chance to go to the quaint town of Stevensville, take the grandkids and get them over to Safari Niagara to see the animals and the splash pad before the summer goes out. They do Boo at the Zoo in October, and then an amazing light show for Christmas. It goes all the way through Christmas to January. And this year, I am going for that. I've been wanting, it's on my bucket list, and this year, I definitely want to go and do the drive-through. The light show is apparently amazing. Amazing. So, lots of things going on there in Stevensville all the time. Springfest, and you name it. So, check them out. And if you'll find us under the businesses tab there as the automotive expert. We also have our iHeartRadio. That's mothership for us. And we are on all podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Podbean. So wherever you have peeps that are listening to podcasts, just get them to do a search, Car Connection Workshop, and you'll find us on that platform. What else do we have going? Yes, the merch store. Things are flying out the merch store from Freedom Expression. So thank you to all of you that are doing that, because there's purpose. The store has been created with specific intent. And what is that, you may ask, if you're new here? Every item that you purchase, all proceeds get turned back to Total Freedom Addiction Campuses Canada and USA, because a new life happens every day there for over 25 years. And there's campuses all the way down as far as Tennessee, Florida, Sydney, Manitoba, and Darien Center, New York. So if someone you know is suffering with addiction, you got to get them to the Total Freedom profile page. Here's how you do it. You click on their logo on our homepage. That'll take you to their profile page. Link through and let them see the campuses and let them see the lives and testimonials of those whose lives have changed. The addiction is done. It's over and done. These are people that go there that are ready to deal with it. Instead of blaming everybody else around them, it's the whole planet and playing the whole oh, ain't it awful country tune. They've made that decision. They're sick and tired, fed up, disgusted, and bored with their addiction, and they want to get back their life. That's what they do there. So when you buy merch, Motormouth merch and Car Connection merch, through our Freedom Expression store, put together by Total Freedom, they do all that on the campus. And whatever you order is made fresh and sent right to your door. Know this, every penny is turned back to the Total Freedom Addiction Campuses Canada and US. So how cool is that? So join our crew, grab some gear, show it off, wear the brand with pride, and send us a selfie. I really want to put together the Wall of Fame, Motormouth's Wall of Fame, you showing off your Car Connection gear, and who's going to be the first one up there. Okay, next we have Friday is Fun Friday here. If you have, and then Saturday is Q&A, questions and answers. It's a 1-hour show. I have about 1 hour to answer and unpack 3 questions you send to me at motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com, and all that information and more. Automotive tech tips are in the descriptions of the videos and the podcasts, which populate to our YouTube channel every single morning. So when you listen to this at 8 a.m. sharp, it's already loading into our YouTube channel. So if you have missed 229 episodes, we're now in season 3. Today is episode 229. There's 229 podcasts in our YouTube channel for you to listen to. I listen to them myself just to see how I'm doing and how I'm delivering the message, and usually see if I've said something, stupid, which is usually true, and then I start laughing. I go, yeah, that was funny. I thought that was funny. I'm laughing. That's good. That's good enough, right? If you laugh at yourself, it's feels much better. It really does. So all that is available to you. Please like, share, follow. Most of all, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Skippy and I are very excited. We're over the halfway mark to our first 1,000 subscribers, and we can't do it without you. So let the algorithms know you're enjoying the videos. It doesn't help us if you don't subscribe. It's that simple. We can't do that part, but you can. So let's dive in this morning. I promised you something different yesterday, and a topic that needs to be talked about because it's a challenge, and it's becoming a very deep, dark challenge. And you're going to see what I mean. It's a 2-part series. I can't cover it all today, but I can cover 50% of it today, and then tomorrow I'll follow up and give you the rest of the story. So this morning, the title of today's podcast is Where's the Keys, Hun? And I have a Motormouth Summer Tech Tip number 24. Squeaky windows, show some love. So we're going to unpack that one for you as well. Let's get into our morning swiggy, brought today by our program partners at Niagara Block, 5000 Road, 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls. Fix that one up, would you? Building Canada since 1931. Kathy, David, and Dan, the next generation of the Grimo family, taking over the business and making things happener in the Niagara region. So if you're looking to build something, you not only have to have a foundation, but you have to have a foundation walls of block. Yeah. So you need block, you need rebar, you need mesh, you need angle irons. If you're putting windows and doorways in, you got to have some angle iron to go in there. But Mama, if you're looking at creating that beautiful outdoor backyard space like my neighbors are behind us, the young couple that moved in there, they're doing a great job. That house has been so quiet for so many years. It's just great being here for almost 40 years. Did I say that out loud? Yeah. Is that as old as dirt or just as old as a worm, do you think? Anyways, they're building their hardscape landscape, their outdoor living space. And if you want to do that, they can help you with all of that at Niagara Block. Just check in with Kathy Grimo. She apparently, according to David, her husband, she has a list of contractors that you can count on to create a design, to put forward a plan and an estimate, and get that project underway so that you have somewhere to entertain family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, or just sit and chillax. That's Niagara Block. So let's have our swiggy on 3, 2, 1. We'll get into the daily weather and then jump right into our topic this morning because, yes, I have 5 things for you. That's right. When it comes to where's the car keys, hun? Yeah, this is a good one. So pay attention because this one will cost you an arm and a leg. You need the details, and I'm going to give them to you. You ready? On 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah. What a difference. I've got 6 herbals in there now. And I almost feel like Hercules. Not really. After coffee. Yeah, after coffee. And if coffee isn't your morning beverage, whatever your morning beverage is, but for us, it's nothing less than 99.5% octane boost. Not a penny less for us. We're going to do some unique t-shirts coming up. I've got some phrases that I enjoy, and I've written them down, and I ran them past AI, and they said they're really good. So that means they have to be t-shirts for sure for you guys. Well, our morning weather for today on the south shores of Lake Erie, I've just been out and about this morning to the Coib and put out the stuff that you don't want hanging around the house. Beautiful, just a gentle, cool breeze coming off the lake this morning. I just wanted to stand out there. I was going to say my tidy whities, but I only have one pair. Just so you know, I'm out of that phase. Yeah, I am. Just okay. We'll leave that there. There's a visual, just to take that breeze in. Just let that breeze have your body, if you know what I mean. Because when I got up this morning, I felt like my face was flypaper, crazy sticky. I didn't have anything stuck to it, but I probably could have put the local newspaper there, one sheet at a time. That's what you call a close read. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's say thank you to our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Maley, Larry Tetro. Have you connected yet? Because I know many of you, 9 out of 10 of you, do not even have an estate plan. I don't know how you sleep at night. Honestly, I don't. And the thought of if you should go to your glory, the great reward, what kind of mess are you leaving your family in? Do you have plans? Is everything planned for your kids, for your estate? Because if you have a checkbook, a car, and a bank account, you need an estate plan. Otherwise, you're going to need an escape plan. And I've heard this said from someone who took 5 years to settle a family's estate, and how much it costs and how much time to deal with it, being the power of attorney. And the person said, if my relative wasn't already dead, I might do that myself, unalive them. It's been absolutely horrendous to deal with, and it's not worth it. So if you've got questions regarding an investment portfolio, I'm going to tell you this straight up. If you've got money in the bank, in a GIC, getting pittance like 3.99%, folks, you have got to get on that. If you're dealing with debt and it's causing household interruptus and intense moments of fellowship with your spouse, you've got to get on that. And if you've got 18-year-old kids living in your basement and you're not their medical, I got the right term now, medical power of attorney, you cannot direct the physicians for treatment no matter what. Did you know that? No matter what. You scream, you cry, you throw yourself prostrate on the floor, pounding your fists, saying, I didn't know, it doesn't matter. If you're not their medical power of attorney, you have no say, mummies and daddies, just so you know. If you need a mortgage setting up, learning how to do a budget, a household budget, what's coming in, what's going out, life insurance, critical illness insurance, and one other thing. And you may ask, what is that? Book yourself in for an hour and a coffee. Leave your wallets at home. Tony Miele and Larry Tetro, I've worked with them for 20 years. And they're like my brothers from other mothers. And let me tell you, it's time. Because you know your plan sucks, right? You know that. Let's just admit it, and then we move on. It's just like car maintenance. If you're replacing cars all the time, and they're always breaking down, my first question to you is, when was the last time you really paid attention to the car and spent some money on it to make sure it's right, tight, and right? I usually get every kind of shoulder gesture, face gesture, husband and wife, beaming eyes back and forth, and then I go, nothing, right? Right. Yeah. Okay. So check in. It's time to check in and have an hour and a coffee. And I call it the discovery meeting, because that's when they're going to listen more than talk. And they're going to retire out soon, but they have a team that can take you in if you want to work with a professional, certified financial professional, not an advisor. Advisors are not CFPs. They don't know tax rules, tax laws, and can help you with, it's not what we make, friends. It's what you get to keep. So this is an area, and why I spend time on it is because it completely surrounds the outcome of you having an automobile that's bought, paid for, maintained, and when you turn the key, it's making you money. But if you can't do the maintenance, you're in the cycle of the car game. You trade time for money and make a car payment. Then by the time you pay it off, you don't have anything left except the seat and the steering wheel. Everything else has gone to hell in a handbasket. And that's the truth. I will always tell you the truth here. I have almost 45 years of seeing this crap happen over and over and over again when it does not need to happen. You know, I have 400,000 on one vehicle, 310 on another one, and just the baby is 124,000 right now. 124,000, the 08 Nissan Rogue, rescued from the crusher. That's right. And you can watch all the videos on that, bringing it back to life. And I enjoy that little thing. So today, here's what we got in the Niagara region. I know that was a little more time there, but you know what? That's the area where the weakness starts, is in the finances. Because the car and finances are in the same boat. Friends. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? I can tell you, 45 years, I am right. The arguments. I think back right now, and I can think of a few of them that were just absolutely. I'd have to tap them on the shoulder and say, "Can we just take this out in the shop for a few minutes? Because there's other people sitting in the waiting area, and this is all happening. How are we paying for this? Blah blah blah. Big blow-ups. We don't have the money. We're over our heads in debt, and that's what I had to deal with for a long time, 4 decades." It's 66 degrees right now and partly cloudy. Wind is making it feel a whole lot cooler, about 62 degrees. Sunny conditions will arrive 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. with windy conditions expected at 1 p.m. Today's temperature range is from 66 to 78 and feels more like 61 to 75. 75, that's my number. Sorry, did I get you in the eye? Yeah, I'm not quite Italian. I'm English, but I try not to talk with my hands. Yeah, I try very hard, even in the videos, I try very hard not to talk with my hands because I don't know what I'm saying anyway with my hands. You ever notice that when somebody's talking, their hands are going, if there wasn't any audio coming out, would I be able to figure what they're talking about? Figure it out? No, probably not. And I have a couple friends, if you tied their hands, they can't talk. So how do you deal with that one? If you or someone you know is looking for an automobile, we have a safe place to send them where they're going to get a low mileage vehicle, quality vehicles at fair prices. That is Mr. and Mrs. Grant, Mama Louise, and her car enthusiast, Earl, have been doing it for over 25 years, selling pre-owned automobiles that look like brand new. Earl does not drag any junk onto their lot or into their building. They're Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store, and it's safe to be there. They've been with us almost 10 years now, and it was Louise that reached out to me and said, "Would you be interested in teaming up with us?" And I said, yes. Because at that time, I was fed up with trying to deal with car lots and dealerships. It was just too much for TV, to put it lightly. And it's been an absolute dream and a blessing to have her and Louise with us, because I know when you go there, you're in a safe place. They have in-house leasing and financing, and Mama Louise is not going to let you go out the door car broke. She's going to have a little tete-a-tete, but you're in control. You make the decisions. But if she thinks you're going in too deep, she's going to say, maybe we look at a different way of doing this in case something should happen to one of your incomes. Now what? So you've got a family there and a safe place to go. It's well worth it. Check them out on our website. Let's jump in. We got number one here. Number one, and the title, Where's the Car Keys, Hun? Well, this is a topic I don't know why I haven't covered it, but anyways, we're on it now, like Axel on a donut, and that's scary. I remember one time being at a party, and the guy cut a pizza on his parents' dining room table with a chainsaw. Now, if that isn't a viral video, I don't know. That was way back when. Things were a little out of hand, and it was at that moment where I said, I think I have muffins in the oven. Thanks for inviting me. I'm leaving now. There were pizza parts flying everywhere. And what the table looked like afterwards, I can say it was probably a pretty good discussion when Mom and Dad got home. So, hey, son, how'd it go? What happened to the dining room table? Okay, you only have one key fob. I'm painting the scenario for you. You only have one keyless entry key fob, or you only have one smart key that the onboard computers see when you put it in the ignition or step near the vehicle. So then the vehicle will start, because you have a passively armed security department inside your vehicle. But you only have one. You have one fob or one digital electronic key. So number two, what happens if it's gone? What happens if that last fob stops working? What happens when you don't have the last electronic key because you kept putting it off? You didn't want to spend the money. Oh, that's going to be $100 or it's going to be a couple $100. And, I don't want to put out a couple $100 right now. And this is what I hear. I'm the messenger, not the message on this one as well. And I go, well, how long did you only have one key? A little while. It's been a little while. You know what that generally means? I came down with a total description of what that means. It's not a little while. A little while means like 2 to 5 years. Yeah, that's a little while. How long has service light been on? A couple days, It's been a little while. Yeah. We technicians, we're up on that language. We know what that means, okay? Just so you know, when you say that, we know what that means, really. So what happens if that last fob stops working, or you can't find it, or you lose that last digital key that the computer says, hey, I know somebody's here. Yeah, we can start. And you lost it. It's misplaced. Now what? That's number 3. Now what? Well, this is where hopefully, do you have a valet key? Does anybody know what that is? That gets you into the vehicle, but it doesn't start the engine. I have the original valet key for the 2003 Beetle. That's Orange Crush. She's coming back in the shops. Time to put the dash back in now. Holy smokes, that turned into a whole month. Yeah, watch that video on how important it is to monitor your cabin air filter. We're not jumping into that one this morning. Yeah, you're going to want to watch that series on that video. Yeah, turns into a freak show. And you'll find out why. And a health risk, super health risk. Anyways, do you have a valet key? There's a question for you today. That's something you should be searching for. It gets you into the vehicle, at least. So if you lock your keys in the vehicle, you've got your valet key. And that would be a key that you make sure that the valet key is accessible. One of the magnetic key holders is not a bad idea. In fact, just not that long ago, I was working on the Fire Chicken. And we got to get back on that. We got to get serious on the rear brakes, and then the vehicle's mobile. That's the 1984 Trans Am GTA. It's a looker. Yeah, it's a looker. That doesn't need paintwork. It does need some TLC. I'm laying underneath, and I'm pulling all the old junky brakes out at the back and rotted out brake lines and everything, and I look straight up. I go, hello. No, it wasn't a Spidey, a big bum Spidey. It was a key holder tucked in the quarter panel. So I pulled that down. There were 3 keys in there. But here's the thing. Not one of them was a car key. They were all household keys. And I'm going, I have questions next time I see this person. And I saved it. I still have it. So I haven't met up with the person yet, but I'm going to say, do you remember this? Putting that in the quarter panel, and what are these 3 home keys for? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyways, we'll park that there. So here's what you're going to find out next. You go, oh, yeah, I got the valet key. And you stick it in the lock cylinder, and it doesn't turn. Why? Because nobody's been lubing the locks in the hinges properly. Because we still need the lock cylinders to work. If your vehicle has a lock cylinder on the doors, on the side doors, if it's a minivan, a Grand Caravan maybe, or something, wherever there's a lock cylinder, are any of them working? And I'll tell you this, a good 75% of them are not working. because nobody pays attention to them because we have what? Keyless entry. We've become so reliant on our keyless entry that when the moment comes where you've locked yourself out and you've done your planning, you know where your valet key is and you can get to it, that just unlocks the vehicle. It doesn't start it, just unlocks it. And you put it in the locks and you're thinking, I got this, and not one lock cylinder turns. So that's a problem. So this is all coming together now for tomorrow. I'm setting you up for tomorrow's part 2, is how we're going to prevent this from happening to you. So now you've got to call a locksmith or somebody, and hopefully you haven't locked your keys in the vehicle while it's running. Hello? And there's somebody inside, like an infant in a car seat, and you're having a mama freak out session because you can't get to your little one. So Mama Bear is about ready to take out a window because the baby bear is in a car seat and the car's running and the doors are all locked. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more as well, on how that can all be prevented. But it all starts out with, where's the car key, hun? Not keys. Where's the car key, hun? And it's usually, I don't know. I didn't use it last. I have no idea. I don't know where it is. And you've known for a long time you have one key fob left or one electronic key left. But no one was willing to take the bull by the horns and go, whatever it takes, we need to make sure we have another set of keys, no matter what it costs. Because tomorrow, it's going to be eyes wide open when I tell you what that can cost you. It's not going to be pretty. So prepare yourself for that. You may want an extra morning beverage and get a little extra sleep tomorrow, because it's going to wake you up a little bit. You cannot live that way, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when that last fob goes missing or that last electronic key goes missing and it's nowhere to be found. Or the last fob goes down and it's on the mat and it ain't getting back up. It's not working. Not working at all. So stick around. This is part 1 of Where's the Car Key, hun? Part 2 tomorrow. What's this going to cost us? Part 2. Well, I got your Motormouth Summer Tech Tip number 24 for you, and I'll leave that with you. Little conversation around the water cooler at work this morning. Just ask people, how many sets of keys do you have for your vehicle? Just asking. Not looking to, break into your house and get the keys or anything. Yeah, just do a little survey. See what happens in your workspace. How many people are only operating on one key or one fob? And then get them to tune in to tomorrow. First, get them to tune in to today, where we cover the what happens thing. Here's the scenario, painting the scenario for you. And tomorrow, we'll put the second coat on. So come and join us for another Motormouth Morning Drive. Okay, here's what we got for you. Summer Tech Tip number 24. Squeaky windows show some love. Nothing worse than rolling down your window on a nice day and hearing a squeal. That's your regulator begging for lubrication. Hit the window tracks with some silicone spray and smooth it out. Clean, quiet, and ready for a drive-through or summer breeze. And I'll tell you this, if you don't take care of that, if your window's tight, and it's always, don't ask me why, but it's always the driver's side window that goes kafufnik. It lets go. It's either the track or it's the cable. There's no lubrication in there. And don't use the stuff with the blue and yellow can. Don't use that in the locks. The only thing you want to use is PB Blaster. And that comes from a long-time friend of mine that was a locksmith for over 50 years. He says, never use anything else, Motormouth, when you're rebuilding a lock cylinder, taking it apart, or lubricating customers' vehicles. Do them all a favor and use PB Blaster. It's not sticky, it lubricates, it hangs around, and it doesn't have a lot of alcohol in it at all. It doesn't have alcohol in it, period. I don't allow the blue and yellow can in the shop because I call that face remover. If it sees a flame, it flares up and you won't have eyelashes or eyebrows. Guaranteed in the shop. So I don't have it here. So PB Blaster is what I use on locks and hinges. That's the perfect lubricant according to a 50-year locksmith veteran. So we should take that and use it. So till tomorrow, have you ordered your car connection maintenance schedule kit yet? Because they're flying out the door, and I only did one run on them. So you'll want to jump on our website, ccbusnet.com, and check out the profile page so you know exactly what you're getting, how it works. It's very simple. If you can follow a grocery list, especially your own in your own handwriting, that sometimes can be difficult. I quite often get found in an aisle, and a lady will usually say, "Are you all right, mister?" I go, "Can you read this?" You just go, "No, who wrote this?" "I did." "That's lousy." I can't figure out what I'm looking for. So anyways, don't let that be you. Our car connection maintenance schedule kit is all written out so that you can follow it step by step. In fact, I have one copy with me right next to me here at the talk table. So till tomorrow, you have time to get one ordered. So head into our website, find the profile page, check out what it is that you're getting, how it works, and whatever age group, size, dimensions, language, culture, it doesn't matter. As long as you can follow a list of instructions that are really, really easy, like 3 short lines of instructions, you're going to be well on your way. And I'm always only an email away. Nile@ccbusnet.com or motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com, and all that information's in the description box. So come and join us for part 2 tomorrow of Where's the Car Key, Hun? And what's this going to cost us? Part 2 tomorrow at 8 a.m. for another Motormouth's Morning Drive. Make it a great day. Get to tomorrow. We got Fun Friday coming very quickly, and get your questions in by noon on Friday, okay? If you want your question to be heard in September, we're going to do a monthly draw for all those who take the time to send a question in for Q&A, and then we'll give some merch away at the end of the month. We'll do a draw for those who take the time to send me a question. And the ladies have been really owning that program, and some fantastic questions. So fellas, here's your opportunity to, tighten your socks, adjust your belt. You know what I'm saying. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for another Motormouth Morning Drive. Happy, healthy motoring. Friends, keep it under 100. And peace, patience, and kindness always. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.